Hi, everybody. Welcome to the third episode of the Long Haul podcast. My name's Nine. I'm joined, as always, by my friend Kerry. Hey, man.
Hey, guys. Welcome back.
So, hopefully, if you're still listening, you enjoyed the last two podcasts. Once again, as always, let us know if you've got any feedback, constructive criticism, stuff for us to change, or any suggestions. How's your week been, man? Have you played? Have you not played? What have you been up to?
I've been playing draft as usual.
Just casual queues, or
Yeah, I've been playing more the casual queues. I tried some constructive too, but apparently either my rank is too low or too high. Because when I try to queue on constructed, I've been getting like 4-minute queues almost, which is really weird.
So quite long. Do you feel that they're getting longer over time, or is it changed over the last few weeks?
I don't know. I only noticed that this week. The other weeks that I've been playing, I haven't noticed long queues, which is weird.
Okay. So this week, myself, I've been playing around with blue-red control decks. I've played in the normal, just like matchmaking button thingy. Played a couple of casual things and also a tournament. Can't say that I've been waiting a long time for games. That's not my experience. But I guess at the moment I'm playing more tournaments than anything else. But and probably due to that reason, I don't have to wait much. Been enjoying playing the blue-red control deck. I guess I don't have enough experience yet with the deck, but I've been struggling a lot against mono blue, and I've been having game, like it's been going quite decently against every other deck, but mono blue has been a challenge indeed.
Mono red is a direct counter to it, and even mono red has difficulties against it.
Yeah, you're still on mono black, or what have you been playing with?
I've been playing with mono black, and I tried black red.
Okay, I would definitely recommend that you try to maybe play a tournament, find a tournament lobby and just try to run the deck there, because that's a way to work around the queue times, and also it's free, you don't have to pay. Great. I've also been playing a lot of Artifact Bitcoin League tournaments this week. I feel like I'm getting slightly better, but the competition, as I said before, is quite difficult. So I managed to snag some points, but I'm still very far away from the top 150. I guess the people who've won the tournaments or just played in larger tournaments, of course, got much more points. And now the tournaments that I've played in, at least, they were around, I guess, 30 to 40 people. So if you just top 8, you don't get that many points. But I've been enjoying the tournament system. Otherwise, there was some points that I thought were interesting on how to improve the tournament system. And actually, we just also found out about this phone app that maybe helps a bit, but we can talk about it afterwards. Personally, this week I lost a tournament, second or third round, because I won the first round, and then I decided, well, I was just waiting for the next game to come up. But since the game doesn't tell you when the next game comes up, and I was bored, I just was going around the house doing some chores. And I didn't get the notification that the next round was starting. And by the time I looked back to the computer, I had been eliminated from the tournament, because I guess the opponent was waiting for 5 minutes. I guess that's a time limit, although I'm not 100% sure. So there's something that's something maybe that could be also improved on, maybe like some type of notification thingy.
That's one of the things that people complain a bit about the tournament system. It's not very user friendly the way that Valve did it, and it should be like you win the game or you lose the game or whatever, and it should be a timer or something, because you have to wait until the other person that you're supposed to play against finishes the game. Game can take like 15 to 30 minutes to finish, and you just have to sit there and wait. And that's kind of not, it's really time consuming, and I don't know, they need to do something about that.
I just feel so there's different experiences here for me personally. The Bitcoin League runs on a best of one elimination system. So basically the system just waits for the next person to show up on the bracket, and then the game starts, or the game should start automatically if you're there. But I've also played in Swiss tournaments, and those are much easier, because basically you just have to wait until all the games are finished, and then the next round will start automatically. But at least the game tells you, we're just waiting for this game to finish, or whatever. So you have a good idea of how long you can wait. So, if there's 10 matches still going on, you know that you have easily 5-10 minutes to go do something else until the next round starts. Whereas in the best of one elimination system, you really have no idea how long you're going to have to wait until the next game. Anyhow, that's a minor complaint. I've otherwise been loving the tournament system, and as I said, we were just browsing the internet looking for stuff, and I just came across this Reddit post mentioning this website called loveartifact.com, and basically what it is, it's a website of a new phone application where it basically condenses a lot of information about artifact tournaments, and it pushes notifications to your phone with invitation links, tournament details. There's current leaderboards and Hall of Fame type things of top players in Artifact. And I've just installed it on my phone. It looks quite nice. There's a lot of information here about upcoming tournaments. And I have not had time yet to try the push notifications and see if it works properly and everything else. But I would say this is a value application if you're competitive in playing tournaments. This seems like something nice to help you out organizing your tournaments and just knowing when it's going to start and so on. And also pushing the links directly to your phone. It's quite nice rather than having to browse a bunch of Discord threads and links and so on. So yeah, the app is called ArtiPush. The website is called loveartifact.com, and apparently you can get it on Google Play as well as the iTunes App Store. You haven't had time to try it, I guess.
No, but there's a fun fact about this application. It actually has a leaderboard for tournaments, a thing that the actual game doesn't have.
Yeah. So I guess it might. Like I said, I haven't had the time to see it myself, but I'm guessing it's similar to what the redmist.gg website has done. But I need to explore. Maybe we can report next week about how it works and so on, because it looks quite fancy. It looks nice. Regarding tournament informations, there hasn't been any high-profile tournaments the past week. But as we mentioned last week, coming up in the next 10 days to 2 weeks is the Chronosphere Cup. If you head onto their website, you will find that the registration has opened. You have to pay, though. The registration for the qualifier costs $20, and it's a 7-round mixed format qualifier. So you'll play 4 rounds of constructed into 3 rounds of draft, and if you win, I think the top 4 gets qualified for the final tournament. So if you're looking to play a serious tournament and spike it, that's something to keep an eye on. And I guess this application will help you out with that.
Just to mention, it's an open beta application app. It's still in an open beta, but I think it should be in the normal stores to download. Did you try?
Yeah, it is. I already have it on my phone, and it looks quite pleasing, and it looks quite easy to use. But I have not used the links to join tournaments and things like that yet, the push notifications. So we'll see. Something definitely to try this week, and then we can give listeners our own review next week, maybe.
Fair enough. So
I was browsing Reddit this week, looking for useful posts among all the shit posts, and I found some interesting topics, especially this week, quite a few topics on ratings. Specifically, Virtus Pro player Neyman made it to ranking 74 this week after a brutal record of 205 wins to 54 losses. And I found this absurd, the amount of games and also the win ratio that he requires to reach a rating 74. And that made me wonder if how much actual information we have about the rating system, how much we know about exactly how it works. I was browsing through some of the answers. No one really knows. All we know is that the more you play, the more you'll grind, but we don't know how that exactly correlates to some sort of hidden MMR or to your win rate in the different tournament settings. In any case, if you just go directly to the playartifact.com website, there's not much information. It just says that the skill rating is specific to a particular time period in game mode, so draft or constructed, and it will range from 1 to 75. We all know that. And once you've earned the rating, it will not decrease for this season. Of course, we don't know how long this season is going to last or how often seasons are going to change. But it says every matchmaking game outside of the Call to Arms featured event contributes to skill rating adjustments. So that's basically all that we know about it. From my personal experience, I've been stuck at level 72 for quite a few weeks. And my experience was that basically it was like going up linearly. So the more I played, the more I climbed. And once I got to 69, 70, it took a bit longer. And now basically I'm just stuck at 72. It seems to be the experience of a lot of users as well. Have you seen or read anything else about this, or do you have?
Yeah, I was looking at the post about the 205 wins and 54 losses. Just to so there's no confusion. It's not 205 when they mean 205 wins. It's not since it's a draft, it doesn't mean he got 5 wins 205 times. It's just games won. So I can't remember where I've seen it, but I know I read something about there's someone actually with 200 and something perfect runs.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember where I saw that. That was even more insane.
I believe it's a Chinese player. I saw it as well.
That's even more insane when you get someone that actually has 200 and something perfect runs. But when it comes to rating, I think it's still we're just all theorizing how the ratings work. But
yeah,
I actually at first I thought that you'd go up on levels if you achieved a certain percentage of winning. I thought like, well, he's level 65. That means he probably has like around 60 to 65 win rate. But apparently some people that I've seen with certain win rates registered on certain sites had nothing to represent when they came to their rating. So I'm a bit confused at the moment how it works. Some people say you need to play against other players with higher ranks than you or win X times in a row. I don't know. Valve hasn't spoken about it. There's nothing telling you how it really works. And a lot of people just make theories about it. But even so,
it's just speculation.
Yeah, but even so, 205 wins to 54 losses. That's around 70-something %, which would again be near my theory where percentage of winning represents your rating level. But at least it should have something that backs that up.
Well, it would be also interesting to know how the system kind of integrates the different categories of play. So like if you play matchmaking, does it count? If you just play casual, well, I guess matchmaking is just for constructed. But if you play casual draft, if you play prize draft, if you play keeper draft, and of course, or at least we have the impression that the difficulty level is quite different at the moment in those different categories, and of course as a consequence of that, your win rate should be different in the different game types, and we don't know how this integrates with with your rating, because maybe I have a high phantom draft win percentage, maybe my keeper draft win percentage is much lower, and I rarely play casual draft, and we don't know how the system takes all this information and puts it together. So that would also be interesting to know. But of course, like you say, we don't know. It's just speculation at this time. What I thought was interesting to do, I posted on Reddit and I asked, has anyone reached 75? Because I personally have not seen anyone level 75 yet. And a user called the Omniscience24 said that most streamers are at 72. It seems to be needing hundreds of wins to overcome or almost peak. One streamer posted a few days ago that he reached 74, but 73, I would guarantee, needs hundreds. And as far as we know, there's, or people reported to me that 2 or 3 different players have reached 75. It's not public who they are. I also don't know. It's just information that I got from Reddit. So, take that as you will. Take that with a grain of salt. I don't know if it's true or not. But in any case, it's extremely difficult to get there. I don't know if that's also a consequence of the small player base, because maybe the system will calculate it such a way that only a small percentage of players are supposed to reach level 75. And so since the player base is quite small, it's also to expect that maybe only 2-3 players reach the level 75. Like you say, maybe you need to play against other very or top level players to push through the 74 and 75, and therefore if there's not enough players in the system, it ends up making it harder to get there.
Yeah, that would explain why there's so few people at 75. If streamers and pros are all locked down to 72, because maybe if you have like at peak hours you have 1,000 players playing, or you used to. I'm not sure how many people are still playing on peak hours, but if you're playing only against like level 30s, 40s, and 50s, and you're 72, it's going to be really, really hard to go up on the ladder.
Yeah, and the other question that I have also is, I've kind of forgot to say, is do the tournament games count? I'm assuming not, but it would be very interesting to know if I'm drafting in a tournament league, do those games count for anything? I don't think so, but it's basically unknown as far as I understand.
I doubt it does it. That's doubtful. I don't believe that you playing on a tournament, which is a platform, not inside that matchmaking. It makes no sense to give you ranks.
Yeah, I guess it would be easy to cheat to kind of make fake tournaments inside there or something like that.
You have like power. You get people like power boosting up. Like,
yeah,
I'm level 74. You're level 1. I'll let you in like 50 games against me, and suddenly you're like almost level 50.
Yeah, I guess that would be possible to. I mean, it would be a ton of work, but I guess it would be possible to do with a tournament system. So it probably would not be ideal. In any case, I think there's also something interesting to talk about. There's this post from a user called Positivity. A funny nickname.
You people need to get easier names.
Positivity, basically from yesterday. And I don't know how we got this message at all. There's not much information. It just says update from Jeep Barnett. I guess that's a Valve developer. And he got the following message. Hi, Paul. Thanks so much for playing, and we're glad to hear that you love the game. We're still working hard to improve the game, and there's a lot of changes ahead of us, aka in it for the long haul. Repeatedly shipping quality updates is how we're going to build trust with the community. So our plan is to keep doing that. Sometimes it will take a while between updates, and if we're quiet, it's because we're hard at work. I hope that we can earn your trust. Thanks again for the nice message, Jeep. What do you say to that, dude?
That's a little bit of shadowing there. I don't know. It's again, they spoke something, but they didn't say anything at all. I mean, I don't know.
It's basically just a confirmation that they're in it for the long haul, that they're working. But I mean, it's good to know that they're going to repeatedly ship quality updates. Would be good to know. How often, though?
Yeah, that's what they say. I don't know. I want that's theory. I want them to put it in practice. Come on.
Yeah, you want to see it, right? You want to see it. Yeah. We were just talking before the podcast, before starting recording, and it's actually, I mean, it's the 24th of February. We still have zero information on the big tournament. So at this point, I guess it's easy to say that they've basically kind of forgotten about it, between commas. I hope that they will organize it for later. I mean, I hope they don't, like a lot of people are saying, that they're just going to not mention it again. It would be really a shame. Like, I would be very disappointed if that's the way they would handle this. It's okay to wait. It's okay to do it at the end of the year or do it whatever next year. But to just ignore it and pretend like they never said anything, I think would be the worst approach possible.
Yeah, I think this is like I think I mentioned it on the first episode. There's anything they say now that it's that might kill the game. I mean, if they say something that the community does not want to hear, if they say they're spending all their manpower doing this, and that's exactly the thing that we don't want to see, that might be the last drop. And I think they're in complete silence with the community because they don't want to risk having the communities break again. And It's nice to see that. Well, I don't want to. I don't want to smack here on the positivity posted, but he posted this. We have no proof this is the real guy from Valve, right? You see the image and it's clearly an email or something. But even so, I think they're not speaking to the community because they're too afraid that anything they say they're doing might be worse than better for the state of the game at the moment.
That's also kind of what I feel is like, I'm just thinking, like, imagine that they put out a big statement or a big like letter to the community without a huge patch attached to it, just like something, this is what we're doing, this is our roadmap for the next year, this is what we're planning, I think at this point people just want fucking updates. People don't want notes. And I think even if it would be a super well written letter full of positivity, people right now will jump on anything to just downvote it to fucking hell and bash. Like right now, that's kind of how the Reddit community reacts to anything. I think honestly, it's the best approach they have right now is to just stay quiet until they put out a big patch, because anything that they will say, people will attack them like tigers. The people will just destroy whatever they say. It will be downvoted to hell, and yeah, I mean, it's unfortunately kind of a downward spiral. The community at the moment. I mean, I'm just surprised that there's so many people on the Reddit, the subreddit though, because like it's still, if you go visit the subreddit, there's still 51K subscribers. So people like the game, but every day it's like just a post, this is why I left, this is what I hate, this is and of course also there's some more positive posts, how I would balance the game, what I would change. You still see people suggesting new cards, having fun editing or creating new cards with a artifaction cardsmith thing. So that's cool. But I think if I would be a developer, also I would not. I would rather not waste my time communicating anything. I would just put up a big patch when it's ready, and then see how it goes from there. But I mean, I'm happy to know that at least they write emails to people with these notes, and that they still believe in the game, because it would have also been easy to just quit.
Yeah, they're playing it safe. Because we're an example. Every time we put a post saying there's a new episode, we get bashed too, and we get downvoted because nowadays everyone just prefers to. They just want to spread toxicity and bash everything that is Valve associated or that isn't talking trash to Valve. So at the moment, I think they're playing it safe, and I respect that. I would just like to know, even if they're just doing this or that, but maybe even if they reveal something like that, it's going to be bad. So I'm just going to wait like everyone else and hope for the best.
Yeah, exactly. We have to be optimistic and just hope for the best. Prepare for the worst, hope for the best. That's a good general life attitude. I don't know if you have seen this recent post on Reddit about going infinite.
Yeah, I've read it. And to be honest, either the math is done in a way that I just can't understand half of the spreadsheet, because the math seems a little bit off, but the guy who spoke, I know he's Brazilian. I don't remember the name. He is his name on Reddit. I don't know.
It's Valorant13. Yeah.
Yeah, we've talked about the reward system not being that good, and the spreadsheet shows how it's even worse than I thought. The thing is, from the thing that I get from the spreadsheet is, even if you're able to go infinite, the rewards that you get by going infinite are minimal to none. It's like you go infinite and your profit in cards is like 20 cents, I think, if you play Keeper Draft. It's something like that. I might be talking out of my mouth here because that's the way when I saw the spreadsheet and analyzed it, that's what I got from it. Maybe I saw it wrong. The math in it, I couldn't understand some parts of it. But from what I got, it's even if you're able to go infinite, and god damn it, euros had to be the worst one to go infinite.
Yeah, clearly the hardest
Yeah.
one. I guess it's because it's the most expensive coin as well.
Yeah, we're the ones that have more difficulties going infinite. But even if I was able to go infinite playing Keeper Draft or Phantom Draft, the max profit that you can get out of a 5-0 or a 5-1 is 20 cents. And you have to sell a lot of cards, all the rares, turn all your commons or uncommons into tickets. And even so, you'll get around like 20 cents profit.
Well, this is how I look at it. The cards are not worth anything right now because there's not enough people playing. So the market, there's not enough. What is the word? There's not enough market for the supply. So there's more supply than people looking for the cards. So the cards are not worth much. And of course, that feeds into the math. And obviously, since the packs are not worth much because the cards inside are not worth much, that means that, if you win 2 packs, then the return value you get is low. However, what is for me important is that, if you manage to go infinite, you're going infinite. So if you like to play the game and you have fun playing the game, going infinite is by itself a reward. So that's not that bad. What is interesting to me is that, like you said, it relates to the coin, the place where you play, and which currency you use to buy the packs. But so if you are in Europe and you're using euro to purchase your product, you require a win rate of about 58%. This is also not rocket science. You are out of the queue if you lose twice, and if you go to a Phantom Draft, once you have 3 wins, you get your ticket back, so you can play again, right? So to play Infinite Phantom Draft, you just need to have a 60% win rate. You need to win 3 games, and you can then lose 2. To me, it's more interesting the math on the keeper draft, but unfortunately, not many people, including me, are not playing keeper draft because the cards are not worth anything. So my collection is full at the moment. I have, I think, all the cards or almost all of the cards. I don't need to draft for cards. So I'll just play Phantom Draft. Why should I be playing Keeper if I don't? There's no drive to get the cards. If an axe was worth $30 or $40 and there was a lot of people playing, then I would play more Keeper Draft. I could turn that into Steam bucks and maybe purchase some other games or some more packs in the game. But at the moment, there's basically no incentive. Also, the queue is longer on Keeper Draft. So why would you play Keeper? You can keep playing Phantom. And to play Phantom, it's obvious that if you get the ticket back with 3 wins, you need to get the 3 wins to go infinite. So I'm not surprised that the win rate is 58%.
Yeah, but still, from what I understood, even if you go infinite, you need to sell all the cards that you get. You need to open the packs and sell the cards.
Keeper, yeah.
So either Keeper or Phantom, because I think you need to resell.
Well, in Phantom, you always get the ticket back, right? So in Phantom, once you have 3 wins, you can play again. So it doesn't matter if you get the packs or not. It's just counting, I guess, the fact that if eventually you lose, you can use the packs to resell and buy tickets. Is that it? I guess that's it.
I think the profits here is like when you get them, you sell all the cards and enough to get tickets back and the money that you spend on the initial tickets, and you still get 12 cents worth of cards.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's how I understood it.
Yeah,
but still, playing like this for this profit, that's really bad. You might as well just play the casual thing.
Yeah, I understand that, but at the same time, I think it's a bad way to approach the game. Like, I'm not playing the game to get profit. Going infinite, so to speak, is like a nice utopia to have. Is like a great objective to have, but it's also a bad approach to the game because I want to play because I want to learn and I want to be good and I want to be competitive. I don't want to play to get monetary return. Of course, if I can keep playing it for free, that's great. If essentially the game becomes free to play, so to say. But I think it's also kind of not a great approach. If you're a new player, or if you're just a player in the game that enjoys playing the game, it's not a great approach to have, because then you'll be frustrated if you don't reach that win rate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Great. So I think just as a kind of a slight end note, I would like to say that now we are finally confirmed on all major podcast directories. We're on iTunes, Spotify, Podbean, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Play Podcasts. You can find us on all the large apps. Or whatever platform you use on your phone or at home or whatever. As always, we want this to be a community podcast. We want to know, do you have any suggestions? Do you want to actually join us? Come in on Discord, ask our questions. We can speak to you. We can record your questions, and we can discuss them on the air. And we would also like to invite people again to suggest any segment ideas. And also, like Kerry said last week, if there's any specific card or meta choice that you would like to discuss or would like us to discuss on the podcast, send us a message on the Discord, send us a private message on Reddit or whatever, and we'll be more than happy to bring that topic to the next session of the podcast and discuss it on air.
Just wanted to mention that next week, unless we have like a big patch coming out this week, probably next weekend we won't make an episode. We're going on a hiatus for one weekend because we have like this special holiday, and it's if you're not from Europe, we compare it to Mardi Gras, I guess. And for like 3 to 4 days, we're going to be completely in party mode and not be able to record.
Yeah, everyone knows what Carnival is, man. Brazilian Carnival is a big thing. We're Portuguese, so we share a lot of similarities with Brazilian culture. And basically, from next Friday to the following Wednesday, we're going to be drunk as fuck. We're not going to be recording the podcast unless something huge comes out, and then maybe we will record a drunken podcast, but there might be a lot of noise around us while we record. So don't expect a podcast next week unless Valve decides to come up with something big. That said, I think, guys, thank you so much for listening. Let us know what you think, and we will be glad to be back here in a couple of weeks.
Yep. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you guys next week.
Bye.